can call me by my name. No need to call sir. Yep. Okay, so in the last session we had seen the hierarchy of the account, and then we had seen the what are the components, and we had tried to create a resource, and under the resource we try to create a storage account. Okay, let me open the Paint.
Yeah.
So first we had an account. What was the account? It was Renuka. It was a Renuka Matkar account. Okay. Under the account, there was a resource group. And under the resource group,
Subscription.
subscription. And under the subscription, so subscription currently we are using free trial, right? So that was, and under the subscription there are the resource group, different resource group. So what was the resource group we created? So let me open. If you go to the resource group, you will find out what resource group we created, list of the resource group. So there was a resource group 1, we use it. Resource group 1, that we had used it. Under the resource group there are storage account, and in storage account there are different storage account. Okay, so that we will see. Last time we had seen just overall overview. So let me go to the storage account and open the storage account. So go back to the home. If you go to the storage account, you will see the list of the storage account. So under the storage account, if you go to the storage account, there will be the different storage. You will see there will be the different storage like container, file share, queues and tables. Okay, so what are the things? Container, file share, queues and table. So under the storage, what we require now? We require now container. First is a container. Okay, second okay second was what is that? Second is container, then file share, queues, table. File share, queues, third is a queues, and fourth is table.
Data table.
Yeah, data table. Okay, so there are four storage which is coming under the storage account. So as a data engineer, what we require? We require only, as a data engineer, we will use only, and we would need in the future only container. Okay, let me increase size. Container, okay, and table. Container and tables only we will need. Okay, and file share and queues, that we won't require, so we will not see of this. Okay, only we will learn about what is a container and what are the tables and their features. Okay, so let's go into the detail. If you click on the container, you could create your container. Container is nothing but a folder, kind of. In your folder you create folder and you store something files, right? So same thing also here, we create a kind of container here, and in the particular container we store some of the files. Okay, we upload the files. So we can create here by clicking on the container. So just right click on this and add. Okay, so let me add a private. So just take a input folder, I mean input container. So this may contain only low character later. Okay, input. Okay, and I'm making as a existing scope, create this. Okay, so this is going to create the storage container account. Okay, so you could see here the container. In the container, when you upload the any file, you need to upload the any file, right? Because you created a container, it means you need to store some of the files, right? So in the container you upload, click on the upload. Are you getting any background noise?
Yeah, little bit.
Is it disturbing?
No, no, no.
Okay. Okay, so let me go to the data sets. I want to upload some of the files, so let me upload adventure work customers. Okay, when I click on the adventure work customers, open in advanced option. Okay, now it is very important to understand, when you store your file, when you upload your file into the container, it doesn't store the whole file. I mean, it look like it is storing as a whole file, but in backgroundly it store as a blob storage. It store as a blob storage. I will explain you what is a blob storage. And there is a blob. Okay, if you see here, okay, we selected a file, then it is saying that what type of blob type you want. So it is by default it is selected the blob. Okay, then what is the page blob and what is the append blob, that also we will see one by one. Then next thing is also there is a block size, that is a 4 MB showing. Okay, and what is the meaning of the 4 MB, that also see access tire. Okay, so let's first see what is the blob storage. Okay, when you upload any file, how file is store backgroundly in the storage account. Okay, so let's consider if you are storing some of the files here. Okay, your file name is a file1 dot, let's say, csv file. Okay, you have one file and you want to upload to the container. Okay, in the container, when you upload to the container, is store as a blocks, as a blob format. Okay, as a blob format. And blob is nothing but a binary format. Okay, so when it create a blob storage, there is some size we have to define. If you look at here, it is saying that block size is a 4 MB. What does it mean? So blob is a type, but block means it will divide the file into the 4 MB particularly. So what happened here? Your file size is a 100 MB. Your file size is a 100 MB. Okay, and I selected when I am uploading to the file to the Azure storage. In the setting, I am selected that I need as a 5 MB or 4 MB. Suppose I am taking as a 5 MB. Okay, as a blob, 5 MB as a blob, blob, right? So blob is nothing but a type. Blob is nothing but a type of the format of the data storage. Okay, but what is a block? It is dividing the file into the blob, different small block, which is a size is a 4 MB of the each block. Okay, so if you divide the 100 MB divided by 4, how many file will store here backgroundly?
25.
25. So 25, so they will store 25 blob file in the storage account. okay, in backgroundly. Okay, why it is happen? Because of the, it will improve whenever you are accessing this file and you want to read the data from the file, it give you the more speed than the normal file. Okay, if you know about the Hadoop, Hadoop also works same like that. Okay, whenever you uploading a data, there is no structured data in background, there is a file storage. Okay, when you query to the SQL query like a select star from table name, this query doesn't go to the table. Okay, there is a view which refer to the particular files, and there are so many blob files are there, and based on that it file the data and easily it get it. So how it get it, and how easily they were able to access that all data from the file, that we will see. But for now just understand the concept, what is the blob and why it is dividing the in the block, in the block. Okay, so there are 25 blob file. Okay, blob file format, it is stored into the storage account. Okay, so if you set the 4 MB, so what does it mean? This a blob is a type, blob is a file type which is storing as a 25 blob file as a backgroundly. So if you set 10 MB, they will divide the data into the 10 MB each file, each file size will be a 10 MB. So that will be the concept behind it. Okay, now next is, there is a blob that we've seen, right? What is a page blob? So page blob, actually we are not going to use that also. Okay, but append blob can be useful, but I will explain what is the page blob and what is the append blob. So mostly we have to use only blob. Okay, so what is a page blob? What is a page blob? So there is a one scenario, just consider. If you know, when you are using your computer, when you are using your computer, okay, in your computer, what is the operating system? Let's say it is a window, let's say it is a window. Okay, and are you aware about the operating system, everything, both of
Yes.
you? Okay, so let's say you have operating system, in your system is a windows. Okay, now you want to run the Linux platform also on your windows. Okay, already you have windows, but you want to run the platform as a Linux. How will you run?
We can use dual processor, right?
Yeah, dual processor is there, we can do the dual. But in the window, suppose I log into the window and then again I'm logging inside the window, then again I'm logging to the particular Linux platform. How it is possible? If you know that, most of the people, they install the virtual. If you know virtual, okay, virtually we can
Yes,
install the
yes.
Linux, right? So virtually we can install the Linux
Yeah.
inside the Windows. So in a simulator, we say it is a simulator kind of, right? So there is a software like a simulator which we have to install, and under that we have to install the that particular platform. So inside the window we can also, if you want to practice on the Linux, so you are not aware about the Linux, what we do, we install this simulator software, and that is nothing but a virtualization, and inside that we install the Linux, so we can practice on the Linux kind of platform. Okay, so that way we can install. So same thing also here in the cloud. In cloud also, whenever suppose you have one, in the cloud you have suppose one of the um, virtual machine. Okay, one of the, you have virtual machine here, multiple virtual machine. Whenever you are installing the new operating system, suppose Linux you are installing on your virtual machine, whatever their operating system data, whatever your operating system data, where it will store, it will be stored as a, it will be stored as a page blob, it will be stored as a page blob. Which one? This is a page blob. Okay, that actually we don't require, but just to know about this, because there are some people who work on the security level, or some of the on the virtual machine who give the access to the people. So that kind of data also generated of the every computer, and all this data actually gets stored into the particular storage account. When it go to the storage account, they also need to access. Okay, so they will use the page blob. Okay, but for us, we will require only blob and append blob. Okay, page blob, are you clear about the page blob?
Yes.
Whatever
Understood.
the Windows data from virtual machine. Okay, when you install the any Windows or Linux, any operating system data, operating system operating system data, OS operating system data. If you look at your C folder, you know there is a system folder, program data folder. So all these are the
Yes.
Windows
Yes.
operating system data, right? So that is a Windows. Same also for the Linux, same for the other platform, they have their own data. So that will also store as a here also in the in the storage account. So when they store into the storage account, it will be in the format of the page blob. It will be format in the page blob. Okay. Now third is
Append block.
append blob. What is the append blob? I will give you one scenario. Let me remove this first. Okay, let's say every day every day there is a file. Every day there is a file is coming. Every day is file is coming here. Okay, log files are coming. Every day log files are coming. Okay, suppose today you got a log file and tomorrow again you will get a log file same location in the storage account. Okay, now you need a data, yesterday data also and today data also. Okay, so every day how will you store your data? How will you store your data? So you
We.
need to append the data with the previous data, right? You need to append the data with
Yes.
the previous data. So that is the purpose of this append block. That is the purpose of the append block. When you make it as an append block, next time any file will come to the this container. Okay, next time any file will come to the container, this will automatically will append. This will automatically will append the data. Okay, what is that append block?
Means we can append a new file in existing file, right?
Let's say yesterday suppose you got a one file. Okay, but it is coming as a file, same name is a file. Okay, today also you got a file. Okay, it will append the data. It will automatically append data, means it will combine data, yesterday data and today's data. Okay, so whole year data, whole 5 year data, it will automatically will append into the files. Okay, into the blob storage. So that is the purpose of the append data. Now next is we talk about the block size, right? So we can make it as of 64 KB per file size, 228 KB, whatever size you want to give it to divide the file. Okay, now there is a access tier. What is the access tier? Let's say, let me let's say you have one of the storage account here. In storage account, you have files. This is storage account. Okay, and there are files, file 1, file 2. Okay, file 1 you need a there is a some application, there are some users, there are across the world who are accessing this. There are some user 1, suppose this is a user 1, this is user 2, suppose from the USA, this is from again user 3. Okay, all these users are frequently using this file 1 or file 2. Okay, frequently means continuously, like 1 hour or 1 day continuously. Okay, frequently if you are using, if this user are accessing to the this file 1, this user also accessing this file 1, and this also user accessing is this file 1, it means this file 1 is a frequently accessed by the user. This file 1 is frequently accessing by the user. What does it mean? This is in the hot stages. Okay, this is in the hot tier. Okay, hot tier means if any file which is accessing by the users frequently, that is a hot tier, that is called as a hot tier. What is a hot tier? Hot tier, you can say hot tier. If any users, if users are accessing, if users or application are accessing the file frequently, then we can call it as it is in the hot tier. Okay, what is the use of the hot tier? Hot tier is a if you select the hot tier, okay, they will charge you more. Okay, they will charge you more because of the more performance, because of more performance. Because if you select the hot tier, it will give you the good performance, more performance. Okay, so they will charge you more. Okay, so Microsoft will charge you more, so that's the reason they have charges is higher than uh, cold tier. Okay, because of the more performance. Clear are you about this hot tier?
Yes.
Okay, Renuka. So now cold tier.
Renuka is not there. Yeah, she
Okay,
left.
okay. If users or application आर नॉट सपोज कोई भी फाइल ऐसी एक स्टोरेज अकाउंट में गिरी होंगी, ठीक है, एंड उसको ज़्यादा एक्सेस नहीं कर रहे, 1 महीना हो गया, 2 महीने हो रहे, आराम से कभी भी एक्सेस कर रहे, कभी एक्सेस नहीं कर रहे, सो हम उसको बोलेंगे कोल्ड टियर. जैसे हमारे लाइक वी यूज अ कोल्ड स्टोरेज में कुछ रखते हैं ये लोग, तो क्यों रखते हैं? बिकॉज दिस विल बी दे आर स्टोरिंग फॉर द 1 year 2 year 3 year, राइट? दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू सेल. And whenever they
Means
want,
we will select that tire, right?
yeah,
Whatever
tire,
we want,
yes,
we can
yeah,
select, right?
yes. So that is the purpose. Okay, if this file is frequently accessing by the users, it means it is running, right? Some anybody is coming and using this file, it means it is in the hot tier, otherwise it is in cold tier. Okay, so hot tier always it is in the costly than the cold tier. Okay, so this is a hot and there is a cool tier. Hot and cool. Okay, archive is
One
different.
question here.
Yeah,
If uh, if we select a block size 64-bit, then
hmm.
how will data store? Means it will divide into 64.
Yeah, 64. Yes, so it will create so
Okay.
many files, 64 k of each file size.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
what happen? Why it is a good to divide the file and it give the good performance? If I tell you, okay, let me clear you about this. Um, this concept is very good to have process. Okay, let's say you have one table. In one table or one file you have 1 millionth record, you have 1 million record. Okay, if I ask you to search something name from there, if I ask you something search from the name, it will search whole table or whole file, right? It will take more time because they are accessing only one file. Okay, but instead of that, what happen now in the new concept in the Hadoop or big data, they divided the one file into the multiple file. So how it actually happen? Suppose they have one file here, 64k, 64k. Okay, they have partitioned the file in a small file, small data. So they have one cluster here. They have one cluster here, which is a distributed system. Okay, so in cluster they will ask whenever you query to that you want to search something. Okay, whenever you fire query from the here SQL server, okay, they will they will call this cluster, and from this cluster, this is a distributed, okay, this is a distributed, so they will ask all the files, go and take out the data which I require, go and take out the data from which I require. So what they will do, at a time they are searching in all the files, right, which is a very small, so it means they have distributed system, so easily they will find a, I mean, it won't take a much time because they have divided a task, okay, each cluster are going to the particular one file, each cluster are going to the particular segment of the files, okay. So suppose they he asks that go and search the Purti name from the table, okay, so he will ask to the cluster, and cluster will send a request that search the Purti name from the file and get the data of her. So they will search, so let's say this is a 64, they will easily find in 1 second or millisecond, okay. If they don't find here, they will not get. So when they start, it was a 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock or 1 second, you can say 1 o'clock 1 second, okay. So this this cluster will give you result in the 1 second, in same second, parallelly in same second also this cluster will also give you a result. So all of the cluster will give you the same result in the same time, right, at the same time, so it won't take a much time. Are you getting what I'm saying here?
Yes, I got it.
ठीक है, मतलब एक साथ अगर सब जन काम कर रहे हैं एक ही टाइम पे, तो उनको जल्दी मिलेगा। अगर एक फाइल में अगर पूरा डेटा है 1 BL तो वहां पे तो एक ही रिक्वेस्ट जा सकती है, मल्टीपल क्लस्टर तो आ नहीं सकते, so he will take a more time. So that's the reason clustering nowadays mostly people refer the company all system are coming into the cluster system. So when we will learn the Spark, so Spark also has a cluster system. Okay, so this is all about the clustering. So now next what is that? That was the access tier, cool and hot, okay, that only two things we need to learn. Now in which folder you want to upload okay, that
Your voice is breaking.
okay, sorry, just a second.
Yeah, now it's clear.
Okay, okay, so now you understood about a block size, access tier, blob type, right?
Yes.
Then there was a something, okay, so let's upload this. What happened? Yeah, uploading. Okay, so it is a 2 MB file, so they will divide into the 64 KB in backgroundly. But when you open the input folder here, they will show you only one file, but backgroundly there is a block storage, I mean block, they have divided the file into the multiple block. Okay, so we have already theory on this. Let me, okay, okay, so what we learn, resource manager, we created a multiple resource manager. Then there is a storage account. In storage account there is a container, table, file share and queues. What we will be using, we will require only container and table. File share we will not learn, okay. So in the container, what kind of data you can store, you can store the files, you can store the video, you can store the images, you can store the unstructured data, semi structured data or unstructured data. So I hope you aware about the structure, unstructured and semi structure. Structure is nothing but a column and row level data, row wise data, okay, like in SQL we store the table wise, column and row. Semi structure means if you know, as you are working on the web development, do you know JSON XML data?
Yes, I know that.
So JSON format is nothing but a semi structure, okay, format. And unstructured means the data which cannot be understand whether, I mean, from where it is divided, there is no nothing like a column name, or we can understand. So we need to divide, or accordingly we need to parse the data. Okay, so unstructured is nothing completely like you cannot understand or identify there, so that will be the unstructured. Okay, so it will whatever the file, or whatever the files, video files, image file you will store into the container, it will save as a blob type. Okay, it will save as a blob. What is a blob? Blob is nothing but a binary large object file. Binary large object file. So when we select the blob and we assign the also what is the minimum blob size, okay, based on that it will divide that object file. Okay, so that is about the container. Now what is a table? So table we can create here. So table we can create here. It is loaded or not? Still not. Okay, I think it is uploading. It's taking some time. Maybe my network issue, because of that not uploading. Okay, we'll go for other. Go to now storage account again. We'll see the table now. Okay, so we have seen the container. Now we will see table. So click on container. Okay, and click on the tables. Okay, so in the tables we can create here tables also. Okay, in the table section, in table storage we can create a table in the row and column wise data, and we can store it. So let's click on the table. So we can create table. Let me create a student table and click on plus. Okay, so it has created a table. You can see that.
Your screen is struck, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, let me just give me a 2 minute. One second. Hello, I'm audible now.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we are in the table. So I created one student table. So in student table,
Okay.
if you go to the storage browser, if you go to the storage browser, in storage browser you can see the container, tables and queues, all of this. In the storage browser you can see the container, but you cannot, you can see the same thing in the storage browser, okay, which you can see in the outside. Okay, but what is the difference? Here you can add or delete the everything, but you cannot edit here anything. Okay, you can only view the data, okay, and access data. You cannot delete, you cannot add all of this. Okay, so let me just click on the table. Is screen my visible?
Yes.
Okay, if I click on the blob container, you could see the my all blobs. Okay, okay, it is now there. Okay, so from here also you can upload now. failed to fetch. Okay, maybe network issue. If you go to the tables now, so in the tables we created one student table that we can okay, you can see the student table. Just click on the table. You could see the column name, but did we added any column? No. So you can add the columns, edit the columns and add the data here. Just click on edit columns. Okay, you want you can add here, but the thing is now I think it's changed everything. Okay, let me add the columns, add the entity. So we have already two column by default, partition key and row key, and we cannot delete this. Okay, because based on this it will identify the data easily from the table. Okay, let me add our own column. So I want to add a id, product id. Let's say there is a product table, so I want to add a, okay, this is student table, so I want to add a roll number. So roll number, okay, and roll number I want to make it as a int. By default you need to give the value, otherwise it won't add the column name. Give the roll number name string. Okay, and let me click on the insert, so it will add a column. So you can see now we got a new column and their data we can see here. So if you want to add more data, it will show here the all data. So this is just the static table which we can create here. Okay, mostly it is used for the temporary purpose, but there is a SQL server you can create separately. Okay, and whenever you want to load data into the table format, so we mostly go with the Azure SQL server, that is in the outside other service, right? In the Azure there is a one more service, that is a Azure SQL server. Okay, so this is the table structure we use for the some temporary purpose, and mostly we have to use the blobs container, okay, for storing purpose the file. That's it. Okay, so this is about the data storage of the storage browser. One more thing, if you want to see everything, if you want to see like this table view or blob container, you can watch or upload, you can see all these settings, and you can also upload the file from your desktop also without login to the Azure, without login to the Azure portal. So there is a one more tool, that is a Azure storage browser something, just means um, there is a something name, storage explorer preview. Okay, so we have to download the storage explorer preview. Okay, when we download the storage explorer preview, you can directly log in from that. So do I have storage? Okay. Storage explorer preview, download. Okay, so you can download here, maybe I have already installed storage. No, I think, okay, I need to install it. Okay, so we can directly download from here and install on our system. Okay, So this is storage explorer preview. So from here you can see everything like table, queues, file share, blob store, blob container. You can even upload your file from the that tool. So it means your cloud is here. It means your blob storage suppose is here. Okay, and your container, suppose let me see, this is a container available. Okay, container, and you have files in this container. You can log in. There are two ways you can upload the file to the container. One is from the Azure portal, you will log in, right? One is a Azure portal, login from Azure portal, logging from Chrome, right? And from here you will log in, and you can upload the file to the container, right? And second way is the one which you are downloading, that is a storage explorer view. Storage explorer view, application, okay, which is you can install in your local machine, and you have to log in to that, and you need to upload. You can upload through here also. Okay, so you will log in only to your local machine only. You don't need to log into the browser. Okay, and you can directly upload here. It will sync into the container cloud. Clear?
Yes,
Okay,
it's
let
clear.
me, if it is installed, okay, it is already installed. Let me install this. Okay, when you log into this, you will have to use the some access key or some credential. Okay, so there are the type of the credential or accessing. I want to explain that one. So there is a security mechanism. There is a different security mechanism. One is a access key, second is a connection string available, then share access signature. Okay, when should we use the access key, who will be using connection string, and who will be using a what is the purpose of the share access signature, all this. Access key, there are two types of access key available in the Azure portal. When you go to the here, just go to the storage account. Okay, right now we are in the storage account. What is the name of the storage account? strgncna123, right? In this storage account we have some access keys. Just click on the access key. Okay, so you can see here there are some keys available. Okay, key 1, okay, key 1 and key 2. Can you see key 1 and key 2? So in the key
Yeah.
1, in the key 1 there is a key, and if you want a connection string, you can get the connection string. Okay, what is the difference between these keys and connection string? Both are the same, both are the same. Okay, what is the use of the connection string? See, let me tell you something. If you work on the if you know the backend developer, okay, who is a um, maybe Java developer or PHP developer or any PHP or Python developer, okay, so these people suppose they wanted to access the file from the container, okay, using a Java code or using the Python code or using the any of the code. What they will do, they will require the connection string, they will require the connection string, okay, and access key. They will require the, suppose there is a user Java developer, there is a Java developer who want to access the file from the container, okay, on the container from the web page, okay. So he built a code into the Java, and he want to access the particular container, the file from the container. So what he will do, he will write the code here, right? He will write the code. In the code he will require some access key, he will require some access key or connection string. So both thing he will require, so that things will be available here in the access key. If you go to the security and networking, in access key there are two access key, one is a key 1 and key 2. So he will require the connection string as well as the keys. He will require the connection string or he will require the key, okay. Whatever he require, we have to provide to them. But what is the use of key 2? What is the use of key 2? This key 2 credential is a completely different, this key 2 has a credential is a completely different. Why it is different? Okay, I will show you. Let's say if key 1 get a down, okay, if key 1 get a down, okay, that time all developer will not be able to access the storage account. So what they will do, they will sit idly as it is for the day completely or week, no, right? So that time this key 2 will be enable, this key 2 will be work. So we will share this key with them, we will share the key 2 with them until and unless this key 1 is a I mean the server has been upgrade, I mean come back to the normal form using a key 1, okay. When we have everything from the key 1, then we will share this new data from the key 1, that's it. Otherwise you can either you can use from this one or you can key 2 also, any one of them you can use it, okay. Are you clear what is the access, what is use of access key?
Yeah. Understood.
Okay, so if somebody asking you that share me the some storage account access key or connection string, they want to connect with the storage account, so you can just copy from here and share with them, that is the purpose only. Okay, so let's see the next one. This is all about the access key, okay. So there are two keys under the storage account. Now connection string also is nothing but a, if you want to use the, if you want to connect to the storage account using connection string, we can use the same like that, okay. Then next is share access signature. Share access signature, what is the share access signature? So let's go to the share access signature. Okay, now share access signature. If I want, if I want to the key 1 and there is a key 2, okay, there is a key 1 and key 2, I want to give the key 1 to the particular people who can only able to access, not to modify, who would be able to access the container but not the modify, ठीक है. What I am saying, यहाँ पे ऐसे कुछ दो यूजर है, there are two user, there are two user 1, okay, and there is a user 2, ठीक है. यूजर 1 को क्या चाहिए, यूजर 1 को he want only view access, reading access, Okay, but user 2 को क्या चाहिए? He should be able to upload का access चाहिए उसको. He should be able to delete. He should be able to जो करना है, मतलब जैसे modify, upload, reading. Okay, upload, delete, reading, मतलब write, read and write दोनों access चाहिए user को 2 को. So what I will do, I know that I have key 1 and I have key 2. Key 1, what I will do, for key 1 I will give the as a reading access only, and key 2 को क्या करूँगा मैं, this is a read and write. Read and write दोनों access दूंगा key 2 को. What does it mean? When you go to the here in public access, okay, if somebody asking me only reading access, what I will give him, I will give him the key 1. Okay, in key 1 what access they have provided? They have provided read, write, delete, list, add, create, update, process, all this, right? So if I want to just give him a read one, so I will just uncheck this, delete, list, add, create, everything. So what will happen? They would
No.
not be able to access or write or delete, list or add something. They should be able to only read. Okay, I will just change everything here. Okay, so in the file or in the queue or in the table they wanted to access, they should be able to only read the data, not the write or delete anything. So I will change everything from here.
Key means access key only, right?
Yeah, key 1 means access key. So when suppose user 1 come to you asking you for the credential for the storage account, right? And you know that that user you want to give as a reading access. So what you will do, you will give only the key 1 credential, this one. Okay, you will copy this and you will
But
provide to him.
earlier you said if key one is not working, that time we can
Yeah,
share key two,
that is
right?
the one scenario, but second scenario is that if you look at here, share access. Okay, so you can create some keys access also. Based on that you can provide that role only also. Okay, so that time,
Means we can modify that this setting, right, according to our requirement.
yeah, according to requirement.
Okay.
Okay, and suppose if you look at the key 2, in key 2 you can make it as a setting that key 2 should be able to access, read or write everything, but key 1 should not be able to write and access. So if bunch of people, 10 bunch of people who require only reading access, you will give the key 1 credential. If 10 of the bunch of people who want to read, write, delete everything, so you can give them accordingly. Okay, so that one also one of the case that you can use that in the share access signature. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me clear this. Okay, under the storage account, what you can do, restrict the access on the storage mode level. Restrict the access on the storage mode level. Okay, so whether they should be able to upload or delete or update or specific role want to assign. Want to set some expiry time, you can set the expiry time as well. So you can see here, you can go to the share access one. Okay, so here also you can give the time, expiry time of the access the particular string, connection string, so that will not work after that ending time. Okay, so that also you can make a scenario accordingly, but mostly you won't need to do all of this. This is just to understanding. If you have a requirement, then only you can do it. Okay, then now, okay, want to set expiry, that's want to set some server firewall IP address configuration. At least one value check. Okay, So you can make it the connection as connection string, and this connection string you can share with them. Okay, so when you select, okay, so when you select one more thing for share access. Okay, so when you select the key one has a your access detail, right, your connection credential. When you select the key one, using the key one access, you can generate your connection string, and this string also you can share with them. This connection string you can share with the users, like suppose SQL developer who want to connect with the this particular storage, or some any other developer who want to connect to the storage, you can give them accordingly which they require. Suppose connection string, or there is any blob service URL they require, or any table services they require. Okay, so this is for the container, this is for the blob container. Okay, sorry, this is for the blob container. Then if you want some queue, so for the queues, this is for the table. If you want to give the table access, so this string you can pass to them. Okay, so you can see string would be look like this. So you will understand when we start accessing this storage account, so we will get a clear about this, what is the exactly use of, how we can use this string when you want to access the container or the SQL. Okay, so let me, okay, if you want to set up something, some firewall IP address configuration we can set up. Let me check, is there any options down? From outside we can use this. Okay, so in networking you can make a setting whether you should be able to access from the public network or only from your company network. So if you want to connect from your company network, then you make a setting whether it should be accessed from the company network. Then nobody can access from their own laptop or something. Okay, so that thing we need to add here. Then there is a private point. Suppose I think we need to add some IP address here, who should be able to access. Okay, that we will see later. Okay, so here we can make a setting like a firewall and all the things. There is a RBAC role, that is a role based access control. There is a role based access control. Okay, let it be. Let's open the Microsoft Azure Storage Explorer. Now I want to log into the Renuka Matkar account and access the storage account. Okay, so how to log in? Sign with Azure. Sign with Azure. Okay, so here Azure China. Click on next. open this. We had created a one block container, if you remember, in share access signature. Okay, so here we created some container and then it's as existing. Okay, so blob service, what I require, blob container SaaS URL. I think you need to go with the flow. Okay, so it should be login. So now what is this? There will be a problem. Okay, first we need to log in with the Azure using sign. Then we would be able to see all of those services like block queues and all this. Okay, let it be. Okay, so I think we have done what are the security mechanism we have seen, and what is the access tier, then what are the types of access tier, then storage account, and there are different types of in the container there are different types of files like blob files like a blog page append. So it is very important for the interview also for access tiers, then the difference between the blog pages and append, and then for the security mechanism. Okay, okay, so we can connect tomorrow then. I think this I think there is some problem with this. Let us check on it. Okay, so I think we can connect tomorrow. We already running out of time.
Okay.
Okay, any question?
No.